Hello golfers, welcome to a little gameplay on the golf club at this Doral course setup. I think this is one of the older ones because it was before the tropical theme was put out, so you'll notice there's no palm trees on this Doral course, but it's nice enough. Good job to the designer. Well, we got to figure out this putt. It just surprises me sometimes that after this game's been out a year and a half, can't get much interested in people turning the aids off. And all they really have to do is all you really got to do is, you know, pay attention when you got the wind speed and the grid on and see how things behave. If you have the wind speed number up there, you know, judge that and then hit the options pause button, see what the flag is doing, and you know, start picking up mental notes. And then when you turn off the wind speed indicator there, you see how the flag is blowing on the green, and then you can make an educated judgment. Another part of playing this is staying away much from that shot modifier here. Obviously this is not a chip. We're kind of in trouble here. We're lucky we're not in the water, but we do have to pitch this up. And let's restore the loft a little bit. No more than a hair or two loft deloft is the rule. And you know, sometimes you do a good job. That went a little long, but yeah, that was a crummy lie.
Here. This is definitely makeable.
Anyway, we put the flag in for a couple of reasons. First reason is a lot of these greens have a lot of shade going on there and they're hard to see the hole, especially when you're far away, so you put the flag in there just so you don't lose your place. The other thing is if there's a slope there, you'll tell by the angles, you know, the green horizon versus how the flag looks vertically. If it looks askew, you know, something's going on. Gives you a clue.
Nicely done for the par.
Here's an approach here. We got the right club here, and you know, we're not dialing the distance in here. What we're going to do is hit the shot modifier and just you know, ask it to check up. Take a hair of deloft on there, grab a lower groove, you know, maybe take a little divot on the swing. I mean, if this is real golf, and you know, get it to check up. You know, you're not going to get much backspin with that club.
This one's for birdie.
That's what the sand wedge is for, so you got to be careful with that. But you know, the idea is to keep it in range. One thing you're not seeing much here is I don't use the draw fade shot modifier at all either. I can pretty naturally put a gentle amount of draw on a shot just for stick work. Stay with it. I can do a little fade, less dependably, but it can be done. In this little video here, I'm not showing you all my pre-tee routine. Previously, I would have hit the option pause button, take a look at what the flag was doing. Hit the overhead circle button there to check out my distances and choose a club.
All right, 14 feet to the hole.
But when people say, you know, how do you putt without the grid? Well, this is how you putt without the grid. You know, you swing it around. You see the elevation changes. Get that worm's eye view. You know, you can even hit the circle button and go around to the other side. You know, you take your best shot at it. You know, it's a game of golf.
Oh, so close.
And you know, it's not a terrible miss. You know, it's a 2-putt. I'll take it.
Next hole coming up.
Coming up on the 15th hole, take a look around. putting a lot of loft. We're not dialing the distance there. We're just putting a little D-loft on there so we can kind of step on that wedge a little bit and get a little extra roll out of it when it lands. That's all you're doing there. And you can see, you know, not too bad. You know, it was pretty much pin high. You know, just a little offline. But you're guesstimating the wind. Another defect I saw on this course here is a lot of times the actual flag is missing from the stick. So yeah, you know, sometimes it's guesswork. But hey, if you're on a real golf course, you know, you're figuring it out a little bit. You know, you're not always right. You can't dial in, you know, dial a distance with a wind number. Sometimes you just take your best estimate, your best shot, and hopefully it works out right for you. Just more, you know,
okay, let's see if you can
knowing which way it was going to go when it landed, and you know, trying to get the speed right. You know, get that swing, chip swing right, so you don't go way past the hole.
And a nice putt.
Par and you're happy. The second shot on 16. Guesstimated the wind, it's pushing a little bit. Okay. Taking that sand wedge, you know, just wanted to check up a little bit, you know. It spins back a foot, that's fine too. Kind of, you know, faded in there against the wind. You see in the shot result there, it was, you know, it was opened up. So I faded it in a little bit with a little check up on there, and
this is for birdie.
You know, worked out pretty well. Just amazes me after a year and a half, you know, HB is not going to be, you know, tricking up the game any. They're not going to give us more wedges to deal with. They're not going to give us hybrid treble clubs. You know, what we have to play with is basically the set of clubs a first-timer would go to the golf shop or the sports store and, you know, bring home a standard set of clubs. So you learn to play with them. Standard set of clubs, pick up a sand wedge, you know, later on maybe get yourself some kind of a gap wedge or something like that, then decide which other club you're going to take out of your bag. You know, the one that still looks new after 6 months is the one you don't need.
Perfect.
The first thing I do with aids off is I watch the flyover. When you get up here close to the green, you can most of the time pick up any peaks and valleys there and get a first look at what the flag's doing, which doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot right now. You know, take that overhead view, look at your yardages out. Pretty easy to take it right out that bunker out there. Should be safe.
Nice.
Didn't even bother trying to put a draw on at that time. Didn't need it.
Okay, looks like we have
Good
around
result.
155 yards to go.
It's 154 out with a little bit of helping wind from the right. We're going to drop a club, but we're going to step on it. We put a hair of D-loft on there because we want a few extra, you know, yards of roll when that thing lands. And draw it in there. Use the wind and took it out a little bit extra to the right and drew it in.
Nice. And for the bird.
And you can see the good result there. There we go. We're going to make that easy putt. And I'll thank you for watching. And hey, turn them aids off and find a good course to play. Join me.
Sweet.
Thank you.